Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Orange Circle. Today, honestly, I'm not sure what I'm here to talk about. I'm just in a very weird phase, and I know a lot of my friends are in a similar phase. You know, that straight out of uni phase where you don't know what to do with your life, where to begin. The concept of money becomes extremely strange to you, and you're not quite sure how to go about life or what to do. And it seems like everyone has it figured out, and the people who don't have it figured out are not coming out to say, hey, I don't have it figured out. Everyone is just like fronting and just going with the flow, which is good for them. But I feel like during the day I'm very okay, and I smile and have conversations. But when I retire to my room and it's like peak hours, like right now, it's 2 a.m. and I lay in my bed, and all I can think about is I need to make money. That's one. Two, how to make money. Like, I know that most people, they finish uni, they get a job, they start earning. Simple, it makes sense to them. But with the era that we're in, honestly, social media and people always talking about how many thousand streams of income you have to have, the global recession, the economy, climate change, so many of these things. And honestly, I just thought to myself today, how can I make money? And the funny thing is, money is also a concept, right? Because there's money and then there's wealth. There's having money and there's being rich, and people will tell you, wealthy people don't have money, they have assets. Okay, how do you make assets? They'll tell you wealthy people, they don't keep their money in the bank. Okay, but how do you make the money that you have before you can now start having money to not keep it in the bank? Wealthy people have money in properties, wealthy people invest, all of that. And everything just seems scary and new to me. Today I was watching a video on Instagram, and this lady was talking about something called a Roth IOA or something like that. And I was like, okay, this seems nice. Money that is not going to be taxed. It's just going to be growing and growing and growing. I say, okay, let me go and check it out. So what did I go and see? The lady is based in the US. All these things are based in the US. I'm like, wow. I'm a Nigerian, based in Nigeria. So I'm wondering, what's going on here? This is of no use to me. I know that I'll find Nigerian versions of these things, right? And, probably can make it work. But I was just I was very almost stressed about the whole thing. Almost like a bit defeated, if that's the right word, right? About the fact that a lot of these things, they are not accessible to people like me right now, right? And then if you want to go through the Nigerian schemes route, obviously you have to now do a lot of research and really know. I mean, anywhere you are, you have to do a lot of research into where you're putting your money inside. And I also kind of feel like those type of keep your money inside here and no tax. I'm like, you have to have a certain level of money to be putting your money inside somewhere that is not taxed. But then again, I'm a financial illiterate, which is also a very key point of this video. I really don't know anything about finances. I'm so dumb, and it's crazy because I went to school, I have a whole degree, and I came out and I realized, okay, and now I have to learn 101 on finances. And it's so crazy. And now more than ever, I'm like, wow, I wish I was still finance in high school. I wish there was this course regarding taxes and just grown people shit. Mind my cursing. But yeah, because I'm now out and I'm desperately looking for who's going to give me all the answers. And it just seems like life is just about, you're going to figure it out yourself. Because some of these things, I literally was just saying to myself, I wish there was a friend I could call to just lament and wail and just cry, about everything. But on the other hand, I wish that person had like solutions. Because the problems are, well, not problems, but like there are a lot. The issues at hand are just, like alarming, and my brain keeps ringing, and before I solve one problem, another one has sprung out. Is it sprang? I don't know I don't know the past tense of spring. Anyways, I think it's sprung. But before solving one problem, another one has come to find you. Before learning one information, there's like I feel like all our brains are just really distracted, and we're trying to do so many things at the same time. So it becomes like incredibly difficult to handle a lot of things. Anyway, so yeah, I just felt really like I need to talk to somebody. I'm not even therapy. I just, when you feel like you just need a friend, you need one of those friend visits where you just go and sit down and talk for like 2 hours and just deliberate life, and then just come out feeling at peace. But right now, I feel like I'm not even going to come out feeling at peace. I'm going to come out even more like, I have a lot of things to do in my life, man. And because I know that I'm not trying to figure everything out in one day, and I'm young and taking things one day at a time, I understand that also. Like, I'm trying to put pressure on myself, but there's always going to be that low-key pressure. And everyone says things like, what I wish I would have done in my 20s. If you go on YouTube, there's so many videos of, oh my God, I wish I had done this in my 20s. What I would have done different in my 20s. What I would go back and tell my 20-year-old self. I understand all of that, right? But I also believe that there are some things that no matter how much you try and even like publicize it and engrave it to your 20-year-old self, there are some mistakes that will still be made. There are some things that will still have to have been done for life to have occurred in the way that it is for you right now. I don't know if I'm the only one. So sometimes when I see all this, what I would tell my 20-year-old self, what I would do differently if I was in my 20s, I'm like, a lot of the things that you had to do, obviously some things are very stupid and you shouldn't have had to have gone through that, right? But a lot of things that make you who you are as a representation of who you were and what you've done in the past, right? Which just means me to like, the main thing I was heading out with this whole thing of 20s is that it's very easy to look back and say, I wish I did X, Y, Z different. But when you're in the pit of it, you don't know better. That's one. And two, even if you know better, even if I know I shouldn't be panicking, even if I know I shouldn't be stressing, even if I know that life will still sort itself out, there's something that is really, really crippling, and that is fear. And that is something that I struggle with, So no matter how much they're like, oh yeah, in your 20s, calm down, live your best life, travel, all of that. I say, well, first of all, you need money to travel. So that takes me back to the beginning. Where is the money? Where are we going to? Like, it just seems like an endless loop, right? In your 20s, calm down. But, like, you're not financially secure, so you actually cannot really be calm, And I know that I'm really trying to now, like, inhabit this way of thinking of just being calm and zen and not really having a care in the world. But I have a care in the world. I have a few cares, if you ask me. And so, I don't know where we're heading to. And today I was just journaling and I asked God, I said, I was like, God, who am I? It gets to the point where you just question everything. And I'm at the stage where I'm beginning to not really question everything, because honestly, there are some things that I don't want answers to yet, because I feel like I don't have the mental capacity to handle them. But I just began asking, who am I and what is my purpose? I know that I'm not meant to be stressing about a lot of things in my 20s, as a lot of adults will tell you they wouldn't matter when you're older than that. They wouldn't matter in the future. Relax, live your life. How do I live my life? What is living my life? Everything just feels like a very random concept. It just feels like a movie, and I feel like I'm at the point of the movie where, when you get to the point of the movie where you're just pressing your phone and using Netflix because it has gotten so boring and you can't even keep up. You're just using your phone, and then the next time you look up at the screen, let's say you hear a loud sound, maybe somebody has been shot or something dramatic has happened, and then you're back at watching the movie. Your attention span is back at it again. I honestly feel like I'm at the boring point of my movie, and I feel like I'm at a pause, and I don't know what to do with it. So I'm just staring. I feel like life is just going. The days are just going by, and I'm absolutely, I don't want to say useless, but I'm not really doing anything. And so that's just making me feel very somehow. Mostly I try to end with like a positive note on how life is going to get better, be calm, take one day at a time. But honestly, I don't know what to say. I am taking it one day at a time. I'm getting my little pace. Obviously, I feel somehow during the night times, but because, everywhere is quiet and zen, and you get, to reflect on your life. But I guess what I can say is that everything is going to make sense eventually. I don't know when the eventually is going to come, but it's going to make sense, and I just need to try and be active and try and find activities and things that I like and people that I like to hang out with, and journal a lot more, get things off my head a lot more, and just try and live. And living is beyond traveling and soft life. Obviously, we all wish to have all of those, or a lot of us wish to have those, but living is beyond that. I just want to be at peace. And although, a lot of things are not sorted out, one thing I can say is I'm actually a bit at peace, It's calm. I'm not worried about most things. Obviously, like in the grand scheme of things, I'm thinking about like career, life, friends, relationship. But like on a day-to-day basis, I ask myself, am I at peace? And yes, I am at peace daily. But like in the grand scheme of things, thinking of the bigger picture I'm trying to paint, am I at peace? No, I'm absolutely worried about every single thing. But I guess if I was to tell my friend something, I would say take it one day at a time and maybe journal and talk to somebody. Just rant about life. It really helps, ranting about life. And that's all from the Orange Circle. I joke a lot about the Orange Circle being a lonely place sometimes. It's just can be my reflection points. And I just love that if I was to visualize being in the Orange Circle, I would visualize being at the very end of the circle, just at the corner. Actually, they're not corners and circles, but you get what I mean, like really close to the edge. And I just sit down and cross my legs and just reflect on life. And it's such a peaceful zen space to be in, and it's a space that I'm trying to carve for myself to just be me, be free. And so I know I never quite introduced you guys to this concept, but welcome to the Rain Circle. If you go to this part of this video or audio, I don't really know what it's going to be, but I hope you enjoyed hearing my voice. This is not what I sound like every day, because I'm trying to be zen today, but we'll see how I sound. Maybe I'll be rugged tomorrow, depending on what we're talking about. But most times it's just based on vibes and just a lot of feelings, honestly. I talk from a place of like my heart, and it's just based on what I feel. And a lot of times I feel, not super chatty and high, but yeah. My name is Fifi, and this is the Orange Circle. Bye.